Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Tiffany, and today we are going to go over everything that I put in my toiletry bag whenever we travel. So we're just going to jump on into it because I got to get this stuff packed. So this is the toiletry bag that I use. You can actually get this on Amazon for, I think I paid less than, I know it was less than $10. I want to think it was about $5 or $6. So that I use, it has a hook so you can hang it while you're filling if you want to do that, because some people fill their bags throughout the week before they travel, so that way they can just hang it up and start filling it up. I don't typically do that just because I'm more of a couple of days before type person. So go ahead and you can hang this up, and then what I do use it for is when we're at the hotels, I find a hook somewhere in the room and I hang it that way, and that way we can just use things out of here as we need them. But you will see this pouch clear so you can see what you got in there. These two, this is my only fault with this bag, and it's more of it's something that I could fix, I just haven't. This thread right here came loose, and so did the one underneath. So if you put anything in here, it falls into the bottom part. So again, not a big major thing. I don't even use those anymore, so it's not a big deal. But we have a zipper pocket here, as well as this is the big one, and I like where it's mesh so you can see through. That way if you were to have any issues. And then it has this little side, like little pouch pocket thing there, to where I usually just stick like bottles or something there. And it has another one on the other side, and then there are two of these little separated pockets here. And this is what I was talking about, like see right here, and you can actually see the thread that's loose. But anyway, so if that was fixed, you would have two more here, which is right in this fold. So it did make it kind of awkward whenever I did use it. So it doesn't really bother me. But for less than $10, not a huge complaint. Okay, so let's get into the stuff that we put in there. I have, these two are extra glasses for me, and contacts, and then a pair of sunglasses for the baby, just in case. Sometimes, well, the majority of the time she doesn't wear them, but I want to bring them just in case she does. I put those in with the toiletry bag, and then later on they'll go into whatever bag it is that I'm taking with me. This is just a small, I think I actually got it from the Dollar Tree, just one of these little containers, and I put my hair clips and her hair ties in it just to keep them together, and so my hair clips don't get broken. So we have those, and then just a little comb. Every now and then she wants to do like pigtails or something like that, so I'll use that to part her hair so we can do that. A disposable razor, and typically at the end of our trip I just toss this in the garbage. So trying to think, let's see, we have our toothbrushes, and again I keep these, but at the end of our trip I toss our toothbrushes because I don't know, it's just a thing, I guess. Especially, I don't know what kind of germs we've come in contact with while we're there, so I try not to, I don't know, and maybe that makes absolutely no sense, but here we are. I bring one of these just in case, because I would much rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. So thankfully it's been on several trips and not needed it. So we keep those. We're actually in April, so hopefully we won't need these, but I try to keep just a couple of Alka-Seltzers, cold and flu, just in case, because they typically knock these symptoms that are not always associated with cold and flu. Sometimes it's allergy type things, runny nose. So be sure to pay attention to medicines that you can take that will treat several different symptoms, opposed to having to take one for every single thing. I hope that makes sense. This is, while we're on the medicine kick, this is a pill container. Let me see if I can get it open, make sure everything's closed. Okay. And I have, let's see if I can try to read this backwards. I do like Claritin D. I just put like basic things in here, Claritin D, allergy medicines, ibuprofen, and then these are the daily medicines. Sorry, I was looking outside. And then these are those little ampules that if you get stung or bit or whatever, you squeeze those and it just helps. It's like a numbing thing. I keep a couple of those in there, Imodium, and then some more of my daily medicines. And these are in case we get a migraine while we're on the road, because that is not fun. But this, I actually ordered from Temu, and it is absolutely perfect for if you just need this many spaces. And I think it was less than $2. So I have that. Let me try to hold everything over to one side. Okay. And then this is just kind of little sample travel type packs. This is in first aid burn cream. And then I take some hydrocortisone cream. I don't know if that's focused in or not, but you can see it's just hydrocortisone cream. And I take it this way just because it's more convenient to just throw these in there than an actual tube. Takes up way less space. I take, this is Tobradex. A lot of people may be familiar with this. If you have little people, for pink eye, and anytime we're around like public water pools, water parks, anything like that, it's just kind of asking for things like that. So I bring this just in case we need it. Again, one of those things would rather need or have and not need than need and not have. This is just regular saline eye drops, just in case we need that. Saline solution, I just label everything just in case someone were to need to get it for me or something like that. There's no confusion as to what things are. This nose spray, this is actually the Flonase, so it's more of like an allergen antihistamine type based, because I have allergies that are absolute disaster. So I make sure to have that. And this is a small, I don't know how much this is, 1 ounce, so of working hands. And if you have ever used this stuff, it is so thick and it is so good, so you don't have to use very much. So this will last like forever. Plus we're under the 3 ounce limit on the TSA stuff. So I just have a few Band-Aids, and I know like I bring an extra container for my contacts and a fingernail file just in case. I actually have clippers somewhere around here, but I just take clippers and a fingernail file just in case you were to need them, because those will drive you absolutely insane. This is, what is this, a 1/2 ounce deodorant. And again, if you were taking a longer trip, I would probably just use the regular full size that you use at home, because this is just a 1/2 ounce. So I don't know if you can kind of tell in relation to my hand. It's very small, but it works when you're going on a 3-4 day trip, something like that. I keep a Ziploc bag of cotton balls just in case, all throughout the year, in case we have ear issues. Mainly, that's what we use those for. And then I'm big on Ziploc bags, you'll see, because you can stuff them as full as you need them and then just roll them up. So this actually has our Q-tips and flossers in here. So I put those there. And this is just Castile soap. A lot of places that you go to provide the soap, and that's great, but sometimes, especially here lately, where we use goat's milk and unscented soaps at home, whenever we use those soaps, it really irritates our skin. So I'm just going to take our own, and it fits right in here, and then that way, whenever we're coming home, I can just wipe it off and let it dry and stick it back in the Ziploc bag and either leave it in for next time, bring it home, whatever. These are just the travel bottles that you can actually get these at Walmart. This is my hair gel, and it's under 3 ounces. I think the little mark is like right there. So we're under 3 ounces on this. And then this is sunscreen. I like to use the zinc-based Banana Boat Baby Zinc, something like that. Because it's very, very thick. It covers really well, and you don't have to use a whole lot. But I also, let me see if I can find, okay, use these pouches. And you can see at the bottom that they get bigger. I'm not sure exactly how much this holds, but I will take this in my bag whenever we go out, and I will leave this in the room and then just fill this up as I need to. Because before we leave the room, I always cover everybody in sunscreen before we leave so it sinks in before you get out into the weather. And then we do touch-ups out of this pouch. So that works really well. And these pouches I actually got off Amazon too. And there's, I got it in a set that had several different sizes. And I don't pay a whole lot for very many things, but I want to think they were under $10 too. And it was a lot of assorted sizes. So I put just an S on the top of this for sunscreen. And again, if you are going to be the main person using this stuff, then just these one little letters will work. But if you're going to have several people, I would probably put a better description. I think it came with stickers too, actually, but I don't use those. But this is the S for sunscreen. And then I also use, this is the conditioner, because again, even though that stuff is provided, my hair is naturally kinky, curly, or whatever, and the baby's gets really knotted really easy. So this is Aussie, the 3-minute Miracle Moist Deep Conditioner or whatever, and you don't have to use very much of it either. So again, it's in one of these little pouches, and you can see there's quite a bit in here. And then I put a C on the top for conditioner. And this one is our hyaluronic face cream, but in a pinch I'll use it on my arms, elbows, that kind of thing too. But it's mainly a face cream. And again, well, there's plenty of room for it to expand, but I didn't need a whole lot of it. So we've got it in here, and then just an L somehow. An L for lotion. So that's marked that way. And I think that is all. Oh, and this one. I got this. I don't think it's actually a sunscreen. It isn't. I really need to find a sunscreen one because I really don't want to get my lips burnt either. But I got this new lip balm because I'm like super excited to try it, and it smells absolutely amazing. And with watermelon, you just can't, sometimes it's just wrong altogether. So now that we've looked over all of that stuff, I'm going to get it packed, and I will show you all just kind of how I put everything in there. And let me show you this. I forgot. If you are flying, we fly with a personal item only. We do not check a bag. We don't do a carry-on bag. Only a personal item. I actually do, let me show you this because mine's right here. I use, this trip, I'm using this backpack, which was my little girl's. So using this backpack, and she uses this, which is the size of a backpack, and it has wheels and a handle, so it's absolutely perfect. But the thing is, you can only have, this is a quart size bag, and I always put my liquids, this is the limit as far as how many liquids that you can have per TSA regulation stuff. So I put all of these liquids, all of this stuff, anything that runs, like this is not considered a liquid, but if I have room, I just put it in here just in case anything were to spill or get broken or whatever, so it's not on absolutely everything. So like this is not a liquid, and of course the soap isn't. If there's other things that you can use that come in a solid form versus a liquid, I would definitely opt for that, even if it's just for traveling. because it takes up less space. But anyway, all of that, let's get everything packed up and get it in the bag.